I want to share a piece of information that is really important that I think can benefit anyone who is willing to accept this message. If it resonates with you, apply it to your life and watch your life change. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the simple understanding that your health, your sobriety, and your well-being are the foundation to your success. It is the foundation that you build the rest of your life upon. So people get a hold of me a lot. People contact me a lot. They want to know how they can get sober. They want to, they want me to try to help motivate them to get sober or, just to get healthy in general. And one thing that I always try to remind people is that you owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself, because by being the best version of yourself, that is the platform in which you will launch into a successful career, into a success when it comes to your health, into success when it comes to, regardless of what it is in life, you need your health and you need your emotional, mental well-being. So you need physical well-being, you need emotional well-being, and you need mental well-being. And the greatest way to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is through sobriety, or if you're a responsible individual, limiting your ingestion of alcohol, tobacco, anything that poisons you. You either need to limit it with severe willpower, or just simply let it go. And for many people, that's the better option, because oftentimes these things that are very dangerous for our health, ladies and gentlemen, are also very addicting. And to try to juggle something that's very addicting by just having a little bit here and there, it can be more stressful than it needs to be. So just letting it go for many people is the best option. I know that conflicts with many people's belief systems, but it is what it is. I'm just going to give you the information blood raw how it is. I'm going to give you the truth. You got to let go of the things that are holding you back in life. That's why you're being held back. That's why you can't seem to progress. That's why you're at a plateau. It's because most of the time, people can't progress in life because they're being held back by their actions. They're being held back by their thinking patterns, by their belief patterns, by their emotional loops that they can't get out of. So to compound like depression, ladies and gentlemen, or an emotional issue with bad eating, with lack of exercise, with cigarette smoking, with alcohol abuse, with staying up late and not getting good sleep, all these things have drastic effects on our well-being. So I just wanted to clarify a few things, and I wanted to state really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, that you want to take care of your addictions first and foremost. You want to get your patterns under control. You want to get more mastery over your mind and your actions before you concern yourself too much with doing like certain health protocols or going on specific diets or this and that. Because let's face it, no special diet is going to necessarily delay the onset of the bad health that comes from your addictions. So, a lot of people contact me and say, oh, I want to try this diet. What do you think about this diet? Should I go ketogenic? Should I fast? And then when I talk to many of these people, they have some pretty severe addictions. I'm not saying everyone does, but a lot of us have addictions. As part of just living in a crazy world, it's easy to become addicted. And I'm not just referring to addictions to, like alcohol or tobacco. It can be addictions to like excessive amounts of watching things that you shouldn't watch. You catch my drift. So getting your addictions under control, ladies and gentlemen, and letting go of the things that are disturbing your mental and emotional peace is crucial. That's really the foundation that you have to establish before you can truly get serious about your health. I tried for years while I was an alcoholic and I was smoking excessive amounts of tobacco to get serious about my health, but it was incredibly difficult because at the end of the day, I was a walking contradiction. A walking contradiction. On one hand, I'm super interested in getting healthy, and then on the other hand, I'm smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and staying up late and doing all this crazy shit. So this is one thing that many people who contact me are it's like they're disappointed that they have to finally step up to the plate and let go of their addictions and transmute their addictions. A lot of people want to avoid that step by focusing on something else, like, okay, I need to go on this diet, I need to take this herb. I'm not saying that it's not smart to live or eat a healthy diet while you're addicted to, say, tobacco or anything. but to try to escape from doing what you know you need to do now by, focusing your attention on some diet. I mean, come on. So trying to juggle an addiction, trying to quit an addiction while at the same time eating a really healthy diet can be difficult for many people. So what I like to do is I like to help people get off their addictions. I like to, I oftentimes will tell them to lean on food. When you start letting go of addictions, ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes you're going to have severe food cravings, and you need something to lean on. If you can't deal with the food cravings, you need to just like give in and eat a little bit of greasy food or maybe even some junk food. Do whatever it takes as long as it's reasonably, safe. Don't quit drinking or don't quit smoking cigarettes and then start drinking alcohol to deal with the withdrawals or to get through the rocky period of headaches and whatnot. I hope you catch my drift. So if you quit smoking tobacco and you get a craving for cigarettes, try having some food. Don't get all weirded out and don't be so anal to yourself about, I'm going to gain weight, and get out of the worrying loop. Oftentimes these worrying loops are a byproduct of smoking from the lack of oxygen that you have in your system. You need to nourish your brain, your blood, your biology with adequate levels of oxygen. And when you're choking yourself to death, metaphorically speaking, or quite literally, with cigarettes, it's hard to get on that highly optimistic, very connected wavelength of thought where you feel close to source. Cigarettes take us away from our health, ladies and gentlemen. And anytime you take yourself away from health, regardless of whether it's tobacco or alcohol, you start to lose your connection and you start to worry and you have all sorts of ups and downs. So there's so many things I could say about this. I want to try to keep this under 10 minutes. I want to focus I want to focus this. I'm going to start wrapping it up, but I want to say, I can't speak. I want to say this before I wrap things up. Worry most about getting the kinks out of your life. Untie all the knots. If you have addictions and you're worried about getting healthy and you're trying to do all these diets and whatnot, worry first about getting off of your addictions. Attain a sustained level of sobriety for like 30 days to 60 days. Get through that rocky period where you're going to maybe have some food cravings or some agitations or some brain fog. There's certain herbs and things that you can take during this process, like lion's mane or Bacopa monnieri, reishi mushroom. These are things that you can take while you're going through certain forms of like withdrawals from tobacco. Alcohol is a little bit different. I'm not going to recommend things to take during that process because alcohol withdrawals, you need to seek medical attention to do that. But with cigarettes, they're much more forgiving. Even like cannabis, it's much more forgiving to get off of stuff like that cold turkey. But you can take things like Bacopa, Gotu Kola, reishi mushroom. You can focus on high-fat foods, maybe even some greasier foods or some junk foods, just to get through that initial period. Now, this is kind of contradictory to what most people would think a health coach would tell them, but I just want to I want you to get from point A to point B as quickly and as stress-free as wow. I'm trying to help you get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. I want to see you get sober like that. A snap of your thumbs. I don't want it to take a year. I don't want you to have to suffer through this any more than you have to. And if you need to have a little bit of junk food to kind of mitigate the agitation and whatnot, or even the cravings, that's a good thing because this is short-lived. It's not going to last forever. Pretty soon you're going to get through that rocky period and you're going to feel incredible. You're not going to have any food cravings. You're not going to have any agitation. You're going to get from point A to point B and you're going to realize that, wow, the grass is absolutely greener on the other side. So, to summarize things and to wrap it up, I like to help people get sober. I like to help people reach a baseline so that they can establish their foundation. Once the foundation is established, then you can start experimenting with different diets and different programs and different protocols to see how they affect you, because a lot of people are doing these different diets in an inebriated state. If you are smoking cigarettes constantly and destroying your health, if you're drinking alcohol, destroying your liver, and then you do these diets, you're not going to really have a clean slate to be able to gauge whether or not they're affecting you properly or not, because your biology is going to be compromised. I hope that all makes sense. I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm going to honor the fact that I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. Peace be with you all.